Hey guys, how you doing? Just a little too low. There you go. Someone hit the like, that's good. Nobody else on. Alright, that's cool. Alright, there's some people. How you doing from Zero to Homestead? So we get some milk. That's what you have to have on YouTube. You have to drink milk, you know? Stay strong. Did he just walk away from us? I think he just walked away from us. Yeah, I kind of just did. They walk away from you guys. So how you guys doing? What you guys doing in the middle of the day? Well, I know a couple of you guys aren't in US, but Jaime, big fan. Awesome. Yeah, so I just got Girl Scout cookies again today. And I do have one more snack. I'm gonna go back on live again today later, and do maybe like a ration review, or I'll do maybe a ration review again tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'm deciding to do it a little earlier today. Just go on live. I'm trying to get on every day, at least for now. Gotta get my time up and all that. And guys, I have a playlist down below if you want to play that as well. So yeah, trying to get the time watched up and all that, and meet you guys a little more and get more ideas so I can do more cool videos later on. How you doing, Playmaker, Jackie, Zeno, Flat Earth? Kev31, JW, Jaime, Zeno, yeah, from Zero to Homestead, yep. Alright guys. How's everyone doing? So these are the Girl Scout cookies. And actually, I was talking about, because they have an Eagle Scout and the Boy Scouts. And I know Girl Scouts I run separately. But, I've got a lot of similarities between them. So, basically, a group, to help them grow up to be adults. Same kind of deal. All life skill type stuff. But anyway, so it actually says right here, what the Eagle Scout for the girls is. It's called the Gold Award. So it doesn't say the time for the girl, but it says the Girl Scout Gold Award is the highest award a Girl Scout can earn, awarded to the Girl Scout seniors or ambassadors who complete a project that will make a lasting difference in the world. Cadet Business Plan, Cookie Business Badge, there's another one. Brownie Dancer Badge, just like for dancing. The world of dancing and find their inner dancer. So that's for the Brownie Dancer Badge. Brownie is, I believe, the young group. to believe that is age restricted for like 12 years old or something to be brownie, and then after that is like Girl Scout, something like that. See, selling Girl Scout cookies helps girls develop 5 skills that they use throughout their lives: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, business ethics. So that's one reason why Girl Scout cookies sell, is like people don't just buy the product, they buy that it actually does legitimately make impact in a lot of women's lives. Same like Boy Scouts, a lot of mostly same generic idea. So yeah, so it's like a good thing, in general. Cool. Wait a second. Did Leah go on to my chat to tell Zeno Tracy said hi, and she didn't even say hi to me? What? I see how it is. Oh, I was messing with you. Is it? Yeah, I don't think it's afternoon here. Oh, it is afternoon. It's afternoon regardless of where you are in the U.S. Well, except Hawaii, but it's Hawaii and Samoa. But besides that, it's about to be Hawaii too. It's got like an hour and 24 minutes, I think. It was a 2-hour difference from Pacific to Hawaii Standard Time, I think it was called. And then Samoa. What's the time zone called for American Samoa? And then of course like Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico's in East Coast time zone, Eastern Standard Time, and I believe Virgin Islands might actually be in a different time zone. Well, how you doing, Leah? Nice to see you. I was just messing with you. Funny, how you doing? Did you guys see, like, I think like a few guys saw it, but I got a 50-pound bag of rice. Mind you, it's only me here. It's only me. I have a 50-pound bag of rice. I got the jasmine rice. I like the Thai jasmine rice because jasmine, I believe to be original actually to Thailand. Let me see here. Oh, we got a message. I'll be right back, guys. Here we go. Done. Who has a 50-pound rice? I do. Oh yeah. That's 50 pounds rice. See right there? I hope the clarity is good enough, but that says 50 pounds or 22.68 kilograms. I'm trying to become like a sumo wrestler, you know? I used to eat rice like 2-3 times a day a while back, but it's pretty economical, and I like jasmine, so I can have it like once a day. And so, what was it like? When you eat rice, it's something like, I mean, it depends, but you eat like 1/4 pound, so that'd be like maybe like 7 months of rice or something for me, realistically. Let's just say half a year. It's a half a year of rice. I'm not sure if I would recommend that for everyone because some people, they don't handle foods differently. So, but for me, it should be fine. I mean, a lot of countries they have it like literally, like Philippines, you can have it like rice like 5 times a day, 6 times a day. So, I mean, not everybody. Well, it's an economy food, and it's also it's got some value to it. So, it's got neutral flavor. Well, I mean the jasmine. I mean, it's not like purely not neutral, but um, like for example, like the basmati has a little more bitterness and a little more, but it's the most aromatic of the rices. Jasmine's kind of got a little better taste, but it's not as aromatic as basmati. So yeah, and it's original to Thailand. So rice, we're talking about rice. I just showed a big bag, 50-pound bag of rice I have. I was taking a break from painting when the notification popped up. That's awesome. I'm glad the notification worked as well on top of that. Zeno. Good afternoon, wandering veteran. Nice to see you as well. Jasmine green tea. Do I have a jasmine green tea right now though? Personally, let me check if I have a jasmine green tea. There's a good chance, but just check. It appears I don't have a jasmine right now. Actually, when I was in Japan, or China, everybody left because I walked away. Oh, my bad. Got off work early, just cutting my hair and trim my beard. Out the shower. Oh, dang. Everyone, I just walk away and then everyone's like, I'm not waiting for you to come back. That's alright, guys. Well, I was just looking for if I had a jasmine green tea. But anyway, yeah, I might have one still. It's just not maybe it might be like a little size something. Like not on its own. It might be like a sampler or something. But because I have like tons of tea. I haven't organized my tea yet. I'll be all organized next week. Like I'm pretty much organized with my place now, but like the little details of I don't know, do I really want to use this cupboard or want to switch all this stuff to that cupboard, that kind of stuff that I haven't done yet. So kind of stopped organizing in the last few days because I've been working on getting some paperwork stuff done. So it's cool if we could voice chat too. Are you talking about Google Hangouts, 6 Anomaly, like something like that, or like Discord and stuff? That should be the case next week actually. 6 Anomaly because I got internet and I got a laptop, both coming. So that internet's gonna be like, I don't know, maybe Monday. The schedule's for Monday. Hopefully I can get it earlier. But and the internet is, yeah. So internet maybe by Monday morning I'll have internet. So hopefully Monday afternoon I can go live with a computer, and the actual laptop is going to be here Friday. So the earliest, the latest will be Monday, or I mean the latest would be Tuesday. I go live with the laptop, and then I can do like Google Hangouts. I know is about to go under right now, or like go away, but I can do one like for the last few days. But like I don't want a big panel, because I seen like these people have these panels like 6 people. That's not what I'm looking for. I want a real discussion. So I want maybe like, sorry, myself. Yeah. Just like maybe 3 people max. I'm not into that whole 6 panel thing, because I seen how it, like, you just need people who are gonna talk. If they're not like talking, then it doesn't work. But as long as you have 3 people that are like generally chatting in general, it's just like, yeah, it's fine. Like maybe I would get like, if you wanted to be on there, like I'm just gonna have some basic rules like no swearing and stuff. But just generally be respectful. It's probably gonna be how it is, and then I'll probably try to have at least one ration person on there. So like, that goes on. I don't wanna not like, because a lot of people that watch me aren't into like actual like military rations and stuff, but I mean you definitely know about them, so like you can at least understand. Um, so yeah, try to have at least a ration person on there, and then maybe one other person who wants to join or something like that. We'll see. Cookie, I don't know if I don't really do the ghost thing, to be honest, about that. I don't know. I mean, I like, as far as strange activities, yeah. I mean, just like seeing crazy stuff while traveling, yeah. I've seen some crazy stuff, some weird stuff. Some stuff is just weird, just from an American perspective, and some of it's just weird. Like it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Well, unless you're that person, but 99% of people are gonna be like, "This is weird." I've seen weird stuff. Yeah. Contractors all screwed up. Let's see. Got me intrigued. Yeah. I mean, if you see, Japan is like, I would say, there's gotta be a phrase for this. What do you call like inactive travel? Like you're definitely traveling because you're outside your country, and so you are traveling absolutely like on the weekends and stuff. But I don't know. I was stationed in Japan, but I'm trying to think. There might be a word for like, you know, because like I want to say like it's inactive travel, because like I was living in Japan for 2 years, so not the whole time I was traveling through Japan for 2 years. It was just like I was living there. There just might be a phrase for that, and I would like to try to think and figure that one out. But anyway, I was in Japan 2 years, and during that time I visited a couple other countries, and then I traveled like something like a year and a half on my own on top of that. So like, plus travels from when I was before the Marines, not like a lot before the Marines, but a little bit, and I've done a lot of travel in the U.S. this year, like about 42 states. So yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of random stuff. A lot of random stuff. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of confusing stuff. Leah, what is this tour about that you went to? Oh, Cooey, that's interesting. You live right there. How you doing, Selena? Ghost tour. I would like to do a ghost tour. That'd be awesome. Staycation. No, staycation doesn't count because that's like pretty much implying that you're staying home. So if I call it a staycation for 2 years in Japan while I was also actively traveling on and off through Japan, like there'd be like maybe five. You know, I work like 5 days and I have the weekends, but that wasn't always the case. I got the weekends, so you know, it just depends. So it was like on and off travel while living in a foreign country or something like that. There we go. Audio should be minutely better now. Because I plugged in the microphone. Hijacked into the hayfield. What does that even mean? What does that mean? I got hijacked into the hayfield. It's an interesting idea, could be. Write a book. I've I mean it's passed through my mind a few times. Maybe like a few years down the road I could like actually make a book. Maybe like kind of experience book. Would be kinda cool. Documents my life as well on top of that, so that's an added benefit. Some generate a little extra income on top of that too, and all that. So, yeah, not a bad idea. Get to share experiences and help people out too. Oh, yeah, a lot of haunting tours. They have a. I saw one for New York City as well. There's like some like, you know, you get like these gang tours and stuff. They'll show you like, oh, this person did this here and stuff. So yeah, I've heard of those kinds of things. Like in Prague, I believe it was as well. Was like one of the capitals on that actually. Yeah, it could be. Penny and my dad needed help. And how'd you get hijacked in the hayfield? What does that mean? You know, like you were taken there to work, or Ireland and then travel to Scotland. Yeah, as you know, I'm actually planning to do Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. You know, all UK. It's simple. Northern Ireland, all that. Um, Plan to do all that as a trip. Do all throughout UK. I might even do a trip, just UK trip, because I think it's enough to do a whole solid month or two of travel easily throughout the UK. So maybe like it's really expensive, so maybe I'll do like that later on. Want some of those cookies? Hey man, too far. These are also peanut butter, by the way. So cool. I know, right? Milk and cookies. Who prefers milk and cookies together, or prefers cookies with something else? Who says milk and cookies, or who says other? It's like, when I have cookies, it's like, you give me the best cookie, and it's like, where's the milk? Same for like brownies too. It's like best. Still need milk, not necessarily, but for it. How are you doing, Dia? Milk tea is good. I don't know if I've tried it with milk tea. I think I did cookies and coffee and tea before, but it wasn't good tea. I gotta try that milk tea. Thumbs up. You made a multi-decker Oreo. Fruit punch for cookies. Didn't want to say it. Hate to wait first later. Okay. Awesome, Judia. That you're well. Okay, so like just like 10% tea, 90% milk. What kind of tea should I use? I can make it right now. What kind of tea? This is peanut butter, by the way. So I'm thinking you're gonna say black tea because that's the standard. So I'm gonna guess you're gonna say. Man, that sounds awesome, Leah. Oh, but it tasted good, Zeno. I was about to say that gun dogging, but then you said, but it tasted good. Oh man, that's a good question. I need to think about that. But I have had some weird combinations, like fries and chocolate milk. Actually, yeah, fries and vanilla works too. Actually, like vanilla in general, just ice cream in general works with fries because that's salt. Especially, I think the salt is the real key ingredient. They're non-salty fries. It's not as good. Cause that kind of contrast of the bitterness. Tracy, hi Leah. I didn't think Tracy was gonna show up anymore. I thought you just he's like, Leah, you watch for me and tell me, give me the run back. What is the weirdest combo? Man, that is a really good question, Zeno. That's a really good question. Man, why is it like, it's elusive to me at the moment. I mean, I've had some weird combinations. I'm trying to think, like. I mean, well, I guess another weird combination. No, I don't want to tell you that one because it has something to do with some of the content I'm gonna have later on. I have some great guys. I have these snacks coming out. You're not gonna believe. 30% milk. 30%. 70% black tea. Okay, so I'm gonna make some black tea and put it in here. I'll start some black tea right now.
I'm not using it for this video, but I actually have these as well. These are from UK, so I don't want to show you too well because these this is it's something I'm gonna have on my tea channel. No, I'm guessing though, this is a better match. This is like a milky oolong. This is probably a better match for milk, in my opinion. Just for you, I broke this on open. So this is a black tea with Ceylon, so Sri Lanka. Let me see if I'll bring you guys over. So yeah, I'm just making it. Nah, it's all a mess right now. So I have to 15 more seconds. I would have lost it. I'm back. So here we go. So that's my tea setup right here. Oh, you guys are impatient. Oh, I was gone for like 30 seconds and everyone left. Oh man. Hey, I'm using mobile data, guys. Like, I'm gonna have internet like Monday from Wi-Fi. Guys just gotta hold up. Like, if it cuts out, it's because I chose for it to, It should just, I'm using mobile right now. So anyway, this is my tea setup. It just started, finished heating. I chose 200 degrees. So, just gonna put a little bit in there. I'm not measuring or anything like that. That's good enough. That's good. And now I gotta wait a few minutes. That. Yeah, I thought everyone disappeared. I guess my chat was still loading. Like, it looked like everyone left. I was like, oh man. Alright. So anyway, Yeah, my whole setup isn't done yet for the tea and all that. So, why is it all zoomed in? I think it switched cameras. It's not using the normal camera. It's using the. It's all zoomed in. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. You can actually zoom in the stream. Very well. Blood cherry is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, CT is in here. How you doing? Man of the hour. Black cherry is the best. For tea? That's not tea though. Black cherry is not a tea. It's herbal. Hey, Tracy, it's gonna be all nice. It's gonna be all nice in a week. I just moved in, so it's whatever. You know, people are gonna. That's the thing I learned on YouTube is like, everybody's gonna have an opinion, and it's like, this is how it is. You know, so I'm not gonna satisfy everyone, but you know, like in general, I wouldn't like people or something like that if my stuff's all disorganized. But I literally just moved in a week ago, so I don't really care if you guys haven't had a messy house when you just moved in. You're not telling the truth. It's going to be messy no matter what, even if you're the most organized person. Because you could put all those boxes in your home, you know, not unpack them, do them one by one, and put them straight to the spot. But between that time, you're still going to have all those boxes laying around, and doesn't look nice either. So this is how it is. Not for tea for cottage cheese. Missed a review again. No, you didn't miss a review, CT. I didn't do a review. West of chocolate. Okay. Cool, CT. Well, yeah. I was just giving that tea another maybe 1 minute. It's black tea, so. Anyway, like I said, I'm have the. You guys see I have all the tea, like all the stuff. There's some specialized equipment I want to have before I make a channel, and I want to you know, I'm not gonna be planning on doing lives anytime soon on that channel. Once I get a content up, I'm gonna do probably kombucha as one of my first videos, and then I have some travel videos. So I might have those travel videos up because they've been lingering for a couple years. I need to get those. Need to get those out. Like I've been planning on the T channel for a long time. Those are actually before the T channel. Like I was maybe considering putting them on this channel. So. But I'm gonna basically merge because I just have those really short travel videos at those tea farms that I visited. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna just have that little bit of footage, and then I'm gonna do a tea review on top of that. So that's or maybe just like a showing. I guess I'm not sure if I'm really gonna do reviews of food per se. I'm gonna do showings or something like that. We'll see. Like describe it and all that, you know. Cause yeah, we'll see. Okay, the tea is ready. I know it. There you go. So this is maybe like probably 50-50 on the milk tea, but let's see. I'm gonna do another steeping real quick. So what I'm doing is I'm adding like less water this time. I'm doing a quick steeping because the leaves are already open and it's already heated and all that. So it's not necessary to do kind of this like whole like long steep again. You don't want to do that. It makes it bitter and all that. So saline is kind of got a little fragrance to it and stuff. So and black tea. I mean, tea already has, you know, these all certain flavor profiles, you know. Anyway, cool. Okay, got cut off, Tracy. All right, so unfortunate. 50% tea, yeah. Yeah, so this is gonna be like 60% tea at this point, but what I'm doing is this is gonna be really concentrated because like look, I'm just steeping it right with that little bit of water, so it's gonna be concentrated a little bit because you know tea you can always concentrate it. Like it could be 10% tea, but if I left it sit brewing for like 10 minutes, you know, that's gonna be worth a lot more than 10%. A lot of people over steep or like do this like Western style kind of like one steep. I don't know. I've been looking up about that. It's not really the way to go. I don't think. Because what happens is like you're over steeping it. Because like you gotta just do a short steep, so it doesn't get bitter and all that. Like and like people are making it so hot, like 230 degrees. Because people will like let that water boil and just like they'll be like 30 seconds later it's been boiling for 30 seconds and then put it directly on the tea. It's like you just basically like burn the tea. 230 degrees is like I don't know if any tea that gets over 212 like for recommendations. That's I think it's like as high as it gets. There might be some herbal stuff that does, but like some of the wood, like I think you can drink some woods, like actual wood, like tree, that stuff. I can imagine maybe, but I don't even know on that because like that might it might just be like boiling it in water, but you don't have to boil it at like 230, 250 degrees. What are you discussing here? I was talking about tea. I have a tea channel coming up. I actually have the link down below. Like the content is coming out. I have almost all the stuff I want. It's just alright. I just don't have any real content out there yet. But it's coming. And that was part of the reason why I want to have tea on here. The other person just mentioned it. What was it? Selena, was it? And so I was like, you know what, might as well show it. You know, once I start showing people the tea, then maybe they'll start getting interested, you know, and start clicking that thing. Because like all the times I talk about the tea channel, like no one ever actually goes over there. So like. Part of the reason why I was delaying making a video is just I don't have any audience, and so when I make audience, like a video for an audience of like 30 people, you know, and I also want to wait to make some thumbnails and stuff. So I was waiting for the laptop and internet, and now that I'm gonna have that, the tea thing's coming. Well, plus I'm gonna get some equipment. Once I get all that, hopefully equipment I can get next month, latest in September. But I might just go ahead and make a few videos even before that some of that equipment comes. So I got a kombucha set all set up, a whole kombucha set. So I might show that. That's pretty good. All right. I don't usually drink milk with tea because I like to kind of keep the tea. But let's try this out. Like, I'll tell you one thing. I didn't say this, but a lot of reason why people have to add things like milk to coffee and tea is because a lot of times it's really low quality, and that's just how it is. I have milk tea here. It's kind of like dark milk. It's not the best lighting. Milk powder is like low quality stuff, man. I don't know about that. But you take out so much when you make it into a powder. Is tea like coffee? In certain ways, like it has caffeine, but the caffeine itself even works different. So it's, I mean, it's kind of like asking, is soda and fruit juice the same? As I mean, yeah, they're both beverages, but a significant amount of the nutrients and I mean, it a lot oftentimes have a kind of like bitter taste to certain teas, but the general like flavors of tea, you know, you get this all the way from white to this black tea. You know, you got oolong, all that stuff, and a lot of history, very long history, thousands of years behind tea. So it's not really the same. I mean, it's both like oftentimes morning beverages, but it's like the utility, I guess, would be similar, and it's also a dark drink for tea, but not as dark as like coffee. But so utilities pretty similar, but also the other thing about tea is a lot of studies show that you can have tea more than once a day, like many times a day, and it actually is healthy for you. Whereas with coffee, like most all studies will say like you gotta limit it to like 2 cups or something. But I've seen studies on tea, it's like 6 cups a day. That's cool. So that's another major difference between the two. It's like coffee you can have like a couple, and one general thing too with caffeine intake and stuff, they say like stop at 4 o'clock, and it just depends like kind of on you as well. Like different people process caffeine different, and it's not just caffeine; it's some other ingredients as well, which I'll probably go into in a video on the tea channel. But I don't want to say too much, so I can you know, because I need to put this stuff on tea channel to talk about it. You know, get it bitter, add more milk. No. It's not. You're not supposed to have it bitter. That's the point, Selena. It's like a lot of times like certain things are bitter because people just don't make it right. Like they use really hot water and they steep it too long, or it's like sometimes the soil itself was just made it bitter. You know, a lot of acidity and stuff. So it just depends. Like I've had teas that weren't like any bitterness to them at all. A lot of my teas don't have any like bitterness. So. Tannins, yeah. Is it exactly like coffee? Well, if you have black tea, like I guess maybe English tea would be possibly more complimentary for you to get into tea, Smitty. But there's some other types of tea like pu'er and green tea. Like green tea is easy for people to get into sometimes. Pu'er, you might have to start in a certain way because it's basically like aged tea, but it can have this amazing flavor. I don't know, maybe I should eventually talk to like some businesses. Maybe I can get a like if I could get my tea channel bigger, I would love to maybe get some tea channels like actually out of business because I've done that at tea farms. Like some tea farms, they're like cool with me filming, you know already. I didn't get a lot of film, but I know they told me I could. I probably should have got more, but I don't know. I haven't really done like many businesses themselves yet, and I don't really feel like I wanna be bigger before I really try to do too much with business. So like it's kind of more of a professional level because I don't have like the professional equipment. I'm just using my phone and stuff. I want to be a little more professional coming in there to do a business and maybe have like someone to hold the video and stuff. So that's for like later on. That's why I'm not going anywhere, guys. It's stuck with me. I'm on here on YouTube, like no matter what. So, or at least that's the plan, So long as everything's fine with YouTube, I'm fine. I think YouTube's doing well. So I know a lot of people are saying certain things about it, this and that, but you're gonna always dislike certain things about everything in life. I think they're doing awesome. They give me the chance to make these live videos and stuff, and I'm appreciative. 1 cup of coffee, woman, 2 cups for men. Yeah, that's not that much, Selena. Whereas tea, like, if you look up some studies on tea and like type in maybe like how many cups of tea can you have per day per science, or I don't know, however you want to phrase it. Or you could, of course, just go to an actual medical journal. But I mean, if you want to just keep it real simple, just stay on the Google side, or Google or Bing or whatever, a search engine side. Maybe just like type like how many science, how many cups of tea, or you can, of course, go to a medical journal as well. So type in some like carefully written keywords and get some good studies out there. But then you have to read them a little more. I make it stronger than lighter. Jello, everyone. How you doing? I was just talking about tea. So I was showing some like tea I made, and I was showing like everybody. I got a 50-pound bag of rice. Jaime, where's my rice cooker at? Do you know anything about that? Is there like a rice cooker? Have you seen a rice? Nah, no, I know you have. Man, I lost my rice cooker. I like actually could be using it like today. Actually, I miss that thing. I used to use it. I know, right? Dude, I actually used to use it like 3 times a day. I'm not joking. I would use it like 3 times a day. So I like make rice maybe like in the morning, like 11 or something, or 9 or whatever. And then like have it for a few hours. I know there's a food danger zone for 4 hours and stuff, but I'm just talking about me. I'm not recommending people like, you gotta stay healthy, but I'm just saying what I did. A lot of people do this in like Asia, so anyway. And then you throw it out at the end of the day. Maybe of course, you try to make the right amount, and you can store it if you want. Because like a lot of people like 1 day old rice. 2 day old rice is not a preference, but a lot of people like 1 day old rice because it dries up a little more. So as long as it's made right in the first place, so it tastes right the second day. But like once you put it in the fridge and stuff, it's just not the same. Like with that moisture content and all that, and what they're looking for in that second day is that it's supposed to have dried a little bit. So I mean, of course, there's a lot of rice recipes, and they might require like certain days of storage or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, I know I can, Selena, but it's even with like a proper pot and stuff, like I've done it many times. It's really hard to get the exact measurements of water, rice, because like also you gotta think the size of the pot. Like, do you have the proper size pot for it, and like for this amount of rice, and you know, there's some things like it has a steam vent, and like it actually is made in a certain way where a regular pot just doesn't quite do the same process. So this doesn't like matter exactly how good you are at making rice necessarily. The fact is that at the end of the day, a good rice cooker is still gonna beat you. And also, it's easy, simple. You throw it, you know how much. You just do the measurements. Whereas when you're cooking on the stove, like got a little more variation, especially when it comes to like flame and stuff. Like if you use medium, well maybe you put like 10 degrees more than typical. You just can't quite see it because you're still on medium. These kinds of things. Or some stoves have temperature gauges, like it'll tell you 120 or whatever, but in general not. So There is a difference doing it on the stovetop because I've even looked up videos about this and like to really get down to the details of should you really cook it on the stove or not, and it's like the consensus is like rice cooker wins. It doesn't matter how good you are. Like you can make really good rice on the stove. I don't mean you can't. It's just not. It's really hard to beat a rice cooker. Proper one, proper rice cooker is gonna beat you. Even a cheap one. But if you get a really good one, because those things get hundreds of dollars. There's well, there's one with the people use their knuckle, and then there's another one like with a chopstick. This amount of chopstick, but there's also other factors to include as well. So like, cause you got the 2-to-1 and then 1.5-to-1, depending on how the type of rice, how dry it is. Like fresh rice actually has a higher moisture content, so that whole 2-to-1 might be a little high if you get rice from like crop like a 2019 crop and it was picked like say April. It's gonna have a higher moisture content than if you got that same rice in 2020. So it's not exactly like it's not exactly correct 2-to-1. It's a general rule that generally works probably 90% of the time. Like you'll get a good result, but will you get the optimal result? I don't think so. Because your elevation absolutely matters as well. That's for cooking, baking, especially baking, but it's for cooking in general. Elevation matters, especially when you want to make really good food, and like people don't consider that sometimes. But it changes the temperatures and stuff. Less oxygen when you get higher. Basmati, I think you meant basmati. Use 1 inch of your middle finger from the rice sediment. See, the thing is, another major thing with these finger things is like, it doesn't really make sense because they say use 1 inch of your finger. If you want to use your finger, you have to measure your finger with the actual ruler, so you know in the first place what is an actual inch relative to my finger. Then you can use a finger rule. Because if you know 1 inch is here, you have to actually measure it. Because how is it gonna work when you're 4'9", or and then this other person's 6 foot tall, and you want to tell me use half my finger and like literally sometimes between someone that height difference? Because some people have dramatically bigger hands. Some people's hands, like if you see a boxer's hands, you want to tell a boxer to use half his finger. It's like, dude, those fingers, like if you've seen a real boxer's hand, if you ever seen like a in real life or anything, a lot of those boxers' hands are like just massive. So it doesn't work for everyone. You gotta measure your finger. Well, either way, the lines or whatever, you gotta measure your. If you measure your finger, then you can use the finger rule. I see no problem with it, but you gotta measure it in the first place. And another thing about rice is that all the grains are different lengths. So if you have basmati, it takes a different space ratio than jasmine or something. Like jasmine's a little shorter grain. So when you use that same rule for basmati and for jasmine, and then of course the different jasmine crops, the lengths are gonna be a little different. So it's gonna be a little denser when you have smaller things. Like it's the same like sediments, like small sediments and stuff. They, things like go to the bottom when they can like you have a rock and then you have sediments. The sediments are gonna go under the rock. It's just a filter kind of type deal. So it's gonna be more compact. Coogie, what do you think it was? Just curious. What do you think my MOS was? I've thought about a cooking show. Would you guys like to see that? I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far because like then, there's a lot of equipment I gotta get to do a cooking show and stuff. But I mean, maybe if I do certain recipes, like maybe I could throw in a recipe once in a while. I don't know if I want to be a straight up cooking show though. TWT. Oh, the okay, the right strapping. Yeah, yeah. Cool. You guys were listening all into that rice thing. Yes, you gotta use logic sometimes. It doesn't know. If you try to use the same method for everything, this whole industrialization, like it works in general, but you want quality, because that's where you lose the quality. As soon as you do quantity, trying to replicate the same thing over and over with different products and different crops and different, like every year of the same tea crop is going to be different every year. Look at melons in Japan, and you'll see that's a pinnacle of what I'm talking about. Cause like they're prized. They're like a prize crop kind of. They wrap them in newspaper and everything. Like they hand massage they hand massage it. If there's any blemishes, it's not it goes down to the lowest category. And they have 3 categories in Japan for the fruits. I'm not sure if it applies to all fruits, but at least for the melons. Um, but anyway, they could easily be thousands of dollars for one, because they're made to be super. It's like an art, and they literally have to check them every single day by hand. And they have like raised beds of soil and stuff. So, as soon like industrial stuff's great, but and certain things industrialization does is better than by hand. But a lot of times like by hand's still better, regardless of what they try to make it sound like. We got laser precision and stuff. You got laser precision for the cut of the plastic. I cannot cut plastic better than you can. You win on that. But so on that part, yeah. Same thing like I guess one of the best example probably in tea, hand versus mechanical. There's no machine that can pick as well as a hand picked. They still use hand picking for most of the tea in China and all that for a reason. Of course, lower labor costs, obviously, but it's just gonna end up better, because you get the proper leaves, you get the 3 leaves on top that you're supposed to get, and stuff like that, and then the lower leaves are for the cheaper quality tea. So this is the best example, and the machine just cuts off a certain level. Okay, all these leaves are going to this one, and there you go. It's all the same. That's not how it works if you want quality. Because those machines don't like grab, oh, this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. They don't do that. I mean, you can use tools to make a nice cut, better cut than you could by hand maybe for certain things, but there's only certain things industrialization does better. Yeah, food service specialist, you know it, Coogie. Desde Argentina, Viajero Andrés, bienvenido a mi canal. Este canal es de comida como raciones militares y algunos otros tipos de comida y de viajes también. Yo fui a como 20 países en los últimos como 5 años, y como más o menos 3 años y medio de viajar en los últimos como 5 años, 2 años en Japón, etcétera. Y no, querrísimo ir a Argentina, pero más tarde, algún día, a Chile y Argentina. Yo quiero los dos juntos porque la proximidad. Y yo fui a Perú por 2 meses y medio. Yo fui a todas partes. México por 6 meses. El centro y sur, más el centro y sur. Y Guatemala por 2 meses y medio. Yo fui a todas partes y yo aprendí como privado clases de español y de salsa por 2 meses en Guatemala y otras clases de bailar, lo mismo, pero también, pero privado y grupos por clases de bailar en Guatemala. Oh, anyone? What's your opinion on the automated restaurants? I mean, they're really cool. Like when I was in Japan, there's like a button on the menu. Sorry, I know I'm falling behind the chat, but anyway, there's like a button. This was back in like 2011, 2012. So like really, maybe this is like January 2012. I saw this first saw this menu with a button. I think it was my first time, and I didn't really watch a lot of videos on that kind of stuff. I was still younger, just like 19. Sorry, 20, 19. I was just turning 20. Okay, I just turned 20, I think. Anyway, and yeah, it was just really cool, and I've seen all these kind of robot cafe type things online and stuff. I've seen some robotic stuff, but not a real one in real life. I think it's really cool, and it's like I have nothing against being inventive, but there's certain things, there's going to be a balance, between AI and all this, and so these robot cafes and stuff, they're kind of like the display of it. We have still like what I say to people is kind of like this. To me, US has the best technology in the world. I'm not saying all things. That's absolutely not true. But generically has the best technology, but we don't use it as much in certain ways. And when it comes to like tech, like actual tech, like we got the Silicon Valley type stuff, in Seattle and different parts of California. It's San Francisco Bay and all that. But anyway, the point is that there's gonna be a balance. And oh shit. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Sorry. Anyway, so we have the technology. We just don't use it as much. Like, there's a lot of things we just don't use, and some things we just don't need that are really cool. But we already have like a cheaper version, and it's way more efficient. Like, for example, like nobody in US has the advanced, like there's AC, like some people's homes don't have AC, and so we don't have like the advanced AC things like they do in Japan, but we have actual internal, was it internal AC, internal cooling system, whatever exactly it's called. Anyway, the AC system is frequently built into the United States homes, where in Japan they're not. So yeah, they have that technology, but at the same time, it's not something we need. And ours is actually better because it's a whole system. Obviously, that they even if theirs might be like smart and all that, and you can use the remote, that's cool. But we actually have thermostats that are on the wall, so there you go. But so there's certain things that aren't needed, or it depends on the weather. Some places need these heating things and stuff. And so that's some things like technology comes, like there's some certain issues it solves in some countries where in other countries it's less needed or not as practical and stuff like that. So that can be one thing. And some people just like tech just to have tech. And Japan a lot of times does use tech just to have tech almost sometimes. It seems like in a lot of Japan, they like, if it can be automated, let's do it. And it saves a lot of money for businesses as well, for certain things. And but yeah, there's just different reasons, and U.S. just doesn't use it as much, like in certain like restaurants and stuff. But in Japan, you can see like these conveyor belt restaurants, which you can find in U.S., but they're not so common at all. And most of the ones I know are sushi, like which are based on Japanese cooking. So it's like, does that exactly count? I mean, it's like not really our exact thing per se. It's like a copy of their exact thing. So that's iffy to count that one. But of course, we do have good technology. We just in certain ways don't use it. But when it comes to like applications and stuff, yeah, we've got that going. You got a lot of like car controls now, self parking and all that. And a lot of that's US. Like Tesla, I think, is the best example on that kind of car stuff. Like the pinnacle of of self-driving technologies, U.S. with Tesla, and you know, you got Google as well on it, big time, and you got Uber as well. So those are all three American companies on it. You speak Russian? I just know a few words. That's it. I was actually in Bulgaria for 2.5 months. I'm sorry, not 2.5 months. I'm sorry, 3 weeks. I'm in my I was saying 2.5 months because I was thinking about Guatemala and Peru. Those were both 2.5 months. Excuse that. I was like 3 weeks in Bulgaria, and so they have the Cyrillic writing system, and a lot of them speak Russian because Russia owned them for a long time, basically until about 89 until 89. They were right before the Soviet Union break. They were one of the earlier countries to break from them. So. Se ves bastante español. Qué bueno. Te felicito por los viajes. Lo esperamos, amigo. Yo estuve en un año en Lima, Perú, muy doctora. Sí, a mí me gusta Lima también. Lima is awesome, guys. Lima, Peru has three of the top 10 restaurants in the world in the same block, and one of them is like the second best rated sushi restaurant. I know that it's a lot of opinion when it comes to saying who's the best restaurant. That becomes very tough to say, but according to a lot of different reviews, those are in the top 10. Those three restaurants, so, and they're all in the same block in Lima, Peru. So the gastronomy culture in Lima is very big. It's debatably probably the biggest of any city in South America, or even Latin America for that matter. And yes, I know that's a big statement to say, and I don't mean it purely. Don't think that I'm saying your food's not good just because that statement. Like, that's not what I mean. It's and specifically those specific restaurants are the best per reviews. Because I know I've had amazing food in tons of different countries. It doesn't matter what country you are, and you can have good food. It doesn't matter if it's maybe whatever the worst country for food in the world is, you can still find good food there. And if you can't, you can always make it yourself. Yeah, like I said, I was there for 2 years, so it's awesome. Hydrogen cars have been in works for a long time, maybe like 2010. I was actually in a hydrogen car in Peru, actually, so it's pretty cool. I believe it was like a test car for some reason. The guy actually showed me and proved it, and I saw the guy fuel. It was at fuel up, so maybe it was like a test thing, because it was like actually an Uber. So anyway, yeah, that was in a hydrogen vehicle. But the problem for one is getting the fuel economy. Like, yes, they're supposed to have really good fuel economy, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of ifs right now on hydrogen. A lot of people saying it's not really gonna work, and they say that for a lot of technology. Like the electrical wasn't supposed to work because they were getting like no miles to gallon or no miles to the kilowatt. It was almost a joke when you try to say you can use this for your daily life, and it's like you get 50 miles. How's that for daily life? That's literally going to get you to work and back, and that's it. Which is still awesome. Like the early adopters really helped people out because they helped push the thing, and so that's really good that the people, did buy those cars, and especially even right now, like people are adopting electric cars now. They're helping the future become more electrical. So, and there's also alternative ways. Like people like electricity burns as much as gas, and it's like, well, yeah, but a lot of people who own electric cars also are starting to have solar panels, and they have electrical charging stations that are starting to use solar panels and stuff. So they're offsetting a lot of that electric use with renewable energy, wind and solar and all that. They're starting to use wave technology, whatever that's called, ocean waves for to make into electricity. Same like an old kind of windmill type. What's it? Wheel mill? Like a mill. You know, you remember it turned the wheel, the wooden wheel. You know, you see them at like farms and stuff still. But you know, trying to generate electricity is a way more advanced way than that. But you know, it's kind of like a predecessor concept. You know, using water to move things. You know, so of course there's people, you know, used water for very long time to move, like for transportation. You could literally put something on the water and you know someone a mile down the water would downstream might pick it up. So you know it's used for transport for a very long time, and it's a cool way to do it. You know, just you know your neighbors downstream, just you know you want to send them something, just put it on the water. You know, of course there's some context to that of how it worked, but or like maybe it was you could even transport something very heavy on the water, maybe to go downstream because maybe you can't really lift it that well, or it's very effort taking. Maybe you can walk beside it. You know, it'd be inventive sometimes. Depends on the speed of the water, of course, when you talk like that. But things you get stuck, I understand. But I'm sure people like back then had thought of those things and done it because people are like, oh, people didn't know what to do back then. And like people were creative and inventive since forever. And it's like a lot. Some of the jokes are like the laziest people are the best ones to come up with ideas because they'll find whatever it takes to get lazier. And so it's like, well, why would I carry it? I'll just put it on the water. You know, it's kind of like you could say that's lazy. You know, you could have just lifted it yourself. You know, whatever. They're trying. Yeah, there's people who are already using hydrogen though as well. No, 2 years in Japan was with the military. The rest was all me. All right, take care, Selena. Lay it over here, and I'm going to bed now. Take care. All right, have a good night. Catch you later. Cool. So I got some other food right here, some other peanut butter stuff. Yeah, cool. They're Austin peanut butter toasty crackers. Those tea milk cookies are pretty good. So I know Xeno's on. Who else is the one on? Maybe Selena hasn't actually signed off yet. Maybe that's why. Let's see. Red pepper. These actually have red pepper in them. Need something to counteract that sugar. I'm gonna eat something a little later. Since I just had these snacks, maybe an hour. Hey, Fred. I was talking about travel, Fred, and I was talking about like actual travels that I did. I was talking a lot about tea. we're talking a little bit about renewable energy. A little bit about the Girl Scouts, because I got Girl Scout cookies yesterday, and I showed them yesterday as well. And I got these from yesterday as well. So yeah. But I actually started open a little bit about the travels. So, how you doing though, Fred? Am I selling them? No, I'm not selling them. I supposedly they do have Girl Scout cookies on Amazon, so I could start selling Girl Scout cookies in that way, indirectly. So guys, if you have it, hit the like button. Go down in the description. Check out those. If you want, you can watch the playlist, the whole playlist, and see all my content. Super hot there, right, Fred? Yeah, here it doesn't get really that hot. It's like I think it may be 80 now or something. Let's go check. I haven't really been outside yet today, because I woke up and then I started streaming shortly after. I want to say it feels about 76, maybe 75. It's partly cloudy, so a little bit of wind. So the weather's pretty excellent here. And the thing is, the awesome thing here is it doesn't get that cold and it doesn't get that hot because you got the ocean, so it regulates it a lot. It's the same like Michigan, you got the lake effect, which I mean in some cases isn't the good thing. You get a lot of rain when you're near water, but at the same time it to some extent helps you with the extreme cold to be along the Pacific Ocean. I know it reverses depending on what part of the Pacific Ocean you are, of course, is a major temperature difference. If you're in the south is Southern America, it's Southern America, that's a different story. '75 earthquakes. Didn't feel one here. No earthquake here that I felt, that I know of. So I don't think there was any earthquakes either here. I know it was on the West Coast, but not here. Yeah, it's not hot like that, guys. Here, it's like I think 70s are pretty ideal to most people. Most people are like, even people who don't like cold, people who don't like hot. They can just kind of meet in the middle. Like 70s is like no one's going to complain about the 70s. 80s is kind of like some people who really like cold are going to start complaining. When you get down to the 60s, some people who really like hot might start not liking it. The 70s is kind of that meeting point, somewhere between 67 and 82, somewhere around there. It's, most people can handle that. So roughly between those are pretty complimentary to just about anyone. Yeah, it's partly cloudy here, so it's not sunny here. But yeah, yeah, maybe like partly cloudy would be probably is pretty cloudy actually. Like a little bit of cloud cover is probably kind of a good thing in a lot of cases. A little bit of clouds and maybe 76 is kind of ideal to me. Somewhere around there. I mean, it depends. Like, let's say like 76, slightly cloudy. So it's not like that sharp sun like you get in some places where it's like literally like blinding when you're trying to drive and stuff. Yeah. So a little bit of cloud just to cut that and get some of that, get some of that sun down a little bit. But good 76. So it's like kind of warm, but not kind of, yeah. El Nino. I haven't checked into the weather really, Fred. I don't know the weather that's coming. And also, this is more north, so a lot of stuff that comes up the coast is gonna already be weak by the time it gets here. It's kind of one of the advantages of being here. The weather's pretty good in general. There's a few factors. I'll just go over some big ones. The culture here of tea and some like environmental and stuff. Pretty good weather. There's other stuff, but yeah, some simple big things, you know, big and simple things to say. But tea is kind of like one driving factor. Here has actual tea culture, tea festivals and stuff on the West Coast, in a few different cities. Rose Festival, which is pretty cool too, but that's not really what I was gaming for. But I love roses as well. For I might put a video up. I actually went to did some stuff with roses. I actually saw a rose museum in Bulgaria as well last year, which the smell is amazing. You go in, I don't care if you're like who you are, like it smells amazing. Like it's not a. It smells amazing. Oops. Hey Sky, how you doing? Sky Watcher. No. Aha, I know it. You know what? Greetings on the first full moon in the declination or declination. What are you talking about? I moved because the first full moon in the declination? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Fred. Oh, you're talking to him when you're talking about that. That makes sense. Okay, very well. Now I get it, because you're talking about sky stuff. Okay, I gotcha. I know what you're talking about now. I understand what you meant. It's too cloudy. Anyway, so guys, I'm probably going to be on for another half hour. We'll see. Maybe about 2 hours seems to be a pretty good time. I did about just over 2 hours yesterday, so seems about right. Kind of funny thing is, maybe I should like not say how long I'm gonna be on, because people start to leave as soon as I say I'm gonna be off in 10 minutes, and people are like, okay, bye. Here's how I sign on and take off. Why don't you come sooner, Fred? I might be back on tonight. We'll see, but I'll be back. I should be. I'm trying to be on every day. I'm trying to get watch time, and so yeah. I mean, if people like, if you guys watch that playlist, it really helps me out for that. If you know, just leave some comments and stuff. Say hey, just tell me what, or you can if you want. I mean, it's your decision. What if once I get that watch time, then I'll be good. So my goal is before September to get monetized, or at least to be able to apply for monetization before September. So hopefully I could get it in early August, but it's not looking like that right now. I thought it was gonna happen by August 1st, but it just keeps getting longer. I was hoping for June before, back in like February, March. I was hoping to get it by June, but but I knew it'd be around this time. So June versus September 1st is like, yeah, it's a difference, but it's not like not off by too much. Hopefully, if I could get in August, especially, it would help. Wouldn't be too badly off. Well, yeah, protections just keep getting longer. I got the people requirement a while back. Hopefully, that gets fixed. And who knows? I might even wait till January to monetize or to apply for monetization. We'll see how I do it. I'll probably apply as soon as I get the chance, but I'm thinking about if I'm gonna wait. Like, because it's getting to the end of the year anyway, so I don't know. Ice cream. But anyway, so let's see here. Do you drink any tea right now, Fred? You said you don't drink tea, right? That's what I remember. Okay. So chat's starting to. You guys are talking about something else, and chat's starting to die off. So I might sign off a little early. We'll see. I do drink tea. Oh, what tea do you drink again? Did I already ask you about this? I feel like I asked you about this before. I'm gonna try to stay there until a little over 2 hours, but I don't know. People are kind of leaving now. PG tips. Okay. What's the PG stand for? Is that the company? Procter and Gamble. Green tea. Okay. It's supposed to be like whole leaf, but like maybe like a cheaper whole leaf, or is that like just a tea bag? Yeah, I think I might have heard of them before, but I don't have them. I don't think I've tried it. Yeah, this is a thing I've just heard in passing. Cold shower is good, man. Good thing. Yeah, UK and US is typically black tea. So something like 86% of American consumption is black tea. I don't know this is actually. I don't know the statistic for UK, but I know it's majority black tea. And green teas, Japan. As far as consumption, so, yeah. And then same for like India and Sri Lanka, I believe to be black tea as well, because they got Ceylon and they got Samaka there as well for the. And chai is actually a derivation of the word cha, which is the original word for tea. So when you have chai tea, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like redundant, actually. It's like saying TT. Interesting people. Nothing to mention, Fred. I just been around a week now. Anyway, I met some pretty cool people. I've seen some, interesting stuff, but yeah, get a lot of kind of like environmental type people and stuff like that, and you know. You wouldn't say, would you? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off in a moment. If there's any more questions, if you guys want, you can, if you hit that playlist button, that'd be awesome. Like, watch my other content if you want. And so if you haven't, it looks like everyone has pretty much. Hit the like button. You can also share out some of the videos if you want. Sharing out is like amazing, gets it to new people. If you want to message me, you have the option of social media, which I posted down below. I'm working on getting a mailbox as well for the channel for August. I considered it being for the next few days, but that's not happening. So next month is for sure I should have a mailbox, and I might do like a temporary 3-month basis, see how that works, and if everything's good, then I might extend it. We'll see. So thank you guys for watching. Anybody commenting yet? No one's commenting. See you, Zeno. See you, Fred. Okay. Just waiting to see if anyone replies back. Guess not. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow. For you guys rewatching, thank you for viewing, especially if you made it this far. That's awesome. All of you guys are awesome. Okay, I guess I'll talk to you later. Cool. Hey, you can even message me right now if you want to chat about something. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.